30-06 John here, and today what we're going to be talking about is the belted Magnum cartridge era. That's that time, starting with the introduction of the 458 Winchester Magnum, that it seemed like everyone was introducing belted Magnums. So keep on watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. Quick review. The brass case on the right has a belt on it, as in a 7mm Remington Magnum, 300 Winchester Magnum. The brass case on the left does not have a belt on it, like a 30-06 or 6.5 Creedmoor. The 375 H&H was the first successful belted Magnum cartridge, introduced in 1912. The 300 H&H was introduced in 1925, and there wasn't really any other Magnum cartridges until Weatherby introduced their cartridges in the 1940s, the most popular being the 300 Weatherby Magnum, introduced in 1945, and they used the 300 H&H case, and they just blew it out. And those were proprietary cases. They weren't really popular on any other rifles. If you wanted to shoot a Weatherby cartridge, you had to have a Weatherby rifle. That brings us to the 458 Winchester Magnum. It was introduced in 1956. It became very popular in Africa because you could buy a rifle and ammunition much less expensive than the British classic double rifles that they use in Africa. This was a stopping rifle. They could use it on elephants, and the overall length was the same as a 30-06, so you could chamber other rifles for the 458 Winchester Magnum. Didn't need a special action. And it became very popular very fast. In 1958, Winchester introduced the 338 Winchester Magnum, popular in Alaska. In 1959, that class included the 264 Winchester Magnum, the 378 Weatherby Magnum, the 358 Norma Magnum, and the 460 Weatherby Magnum. Those cartridges are used, but none of them are very popular. In 1960, Norma introduced the 308 Norma Mag. That's not popular at all. In 1962, Remington introduced the very popular 7mm Remington Magnum. Also, the same year, Weatherby introduced the 340 Weatherby Magnum. Then in 1963, Winchester introduced the 300 Winchester Magnum, very popular hunting cartridge. In 1965, the 350 Remington Magnum was introduced. This was actually sort of popular a little bit, but it never really caught on. Then in 1966, the 6.5 Remington Magnum was introduced, and I don't think that ever got popular at all. After that, belted Magnums started not that popular. There weren't many introduced after that. There was a few, like the 458 lot, which is just a little bit longer 458 Winchester Magnum. And I think the very last belted Magnum was the 450 Marlin, introduced in 2000. So there hasn't been any new cartridges introduced with a belt on it in 20 years, over 20 years. It does complicate reloading and hand loading them. They're not as accurate as a cartridge without a belt. All the long-range competition. None of those cartridges have a belt on them. But they're still good cartridges. The 7mm Remag, 300 Win Mag, they're very popular yet. Anyhow, that's all that I have, everyone. Hey, thanks for watching. Everyone stay safe and have a nice day.